a marriage these
Yeah,
days?
because y'all got rules and y'all don't tell us.
What does that mean?
Y'all be making up rules.
What rules, Shaq?
All right, let me put you through a scenario.
Okay.
What's your name?
Anissa.
All right, we're talking.
Yeah.
I'll leave my phone right here.
Okay.
And Anissa says, "You're doing a good job, baby. I love you." Is that cheating? Yes or no? Don't think about it. You checking my phone, and
Okay.
Anissa, your friend,
Yeah.
says, "You're doing a good job, baby. I love you."
What?
We're friends too, but you.
Oh, if you're friends.
Hold on. You didn't know that she has my number. We're texting, and you see her, and it just pop up. She's sitting right there, and then pop up. My God, baby, you're doing a good job. I love you. Is that cheating or not?
I don't. It depends on you.
Answer the question. We're dating, and you text me, but she don't know that me and you have been texting. No,
I don't think that that's cheating.
But
No, the reason why. But let me tell you why.
Thank you. It's
Because
not.
you can't control another person.
No, that ain't got nothing to do with it.
And also,
no.
But the boundaries aspect of it. Why is she calling you baby? That's what's throwing me off. If she was just like, "You're doing a great job. I love you," that's fine.
Okay, you're doing a good job. I love you.
Oh, that's fine. I'm not pressed by that at all.
But you see her answer?
Yeah.
And that's how most of them think.
Hey guys, welcome to DarkArts podcast, where we help you guys navigate the dating arena and expose the dating game. Let me just be real with you on this video. Shaq is manipulating the people. I want you to let you know, I know you're probably hearing it and you're probably thinking, yeah, it makes sense. He's making no sense. It is manipulation what he's doing right now. Let me explain why before you jump on my neck. First and foremost, right, he's going to go on, and I'm going to play more of the clips so you can understand it. This scenario he gives is if you had a girl, right, and your friend messages you. Let's say I have a girl and her friend messages me. I've not told my girlfriend that I have a relationship with your friend, and your friend is texting me, "I love you, baby. Well done." Well, first and foremost, why is your friend so comfortable talking to me like that? You know what I'm saying to you? Number two, why doesn't my girlfriend know that we have a relationship? Now, this is considered what we call and I teeter on this. This is a violation of trust. It's almost on emotional cheating. We're not there yet. We need a bit more context in terms of other texts because we haven't seen what his reply is to that. But the reality of the situation is this is teetering on violation of the trust. Now, I don't care what no man says. No man will be comfortable knowing that their boy is texting their girl and their girl never told them that they're texting their boy. And their boy said, "You know what? I love you, babe. Well done. Keep doing what you're doing." Ain't no man here ever gonna explain it and go be like, "Yeah, that's all right. That ain't cheating. Yeah, no, she didn't disrespect me. No. That's her being friends." You're lying, and I don't want to hear it because we all know we would all rock out and would crash out. So the fact that Shaquille O'Neal is trying to make an exception in the case on this is giving me gaslighting. It just simply is. And I don't even like saying gaslighting because that's a very heavy term. But in this instance, he's lying. And he's shifting the goalpost. And we're going to play more of this clip to make you understand how this is actually manipulation. So before we go anywhere, make sure you like, you share, you subscribe, you click on that bell button for notifications of the uploads. And we're going to break down this video all the way down. Let's get a bit more into the play and let's see what he's talking about.
But I also think that a lot of...
Hold on. And then that's a word y'all made up, emotional cheating.
That's a thing.
How do you know my emotions? How do you know I'm just not playing with you all the time? When I say I love you, I miss you.
Let's pause it right there. First and foremost, this sounds very clever, right? Hey, hold on. How do you know how I'm feeling? How do you know my emotions? I don't need to. The first and foremost is, why would you want to play with your friend and play with your girl knowing that she doesn't know that you have a relationship with her friend and her friend is messaging you, "I love you, well done, baby"? I don't know any man that's going to be like, you know what? That the girl was saying, "I was just trying to play with your boy. It weren't nothing deep." You would look at your girl like she is crazy and you'd call that what? Gaslighting. Now, first and foremost, emotional cheating involves developing a deep emotional connection. When you start saying "I love you," we have started formulating a deep emotional connection. Now, the problem we have here is, okay, we may not know as of yet whether you're trying to do anything, but the mere fact that my friend is comfortable enough to message you that "I love you" and "well done, baby," is where we're going to have a problem. Because how are we comfortable enough to use certain terms like "baby" and "I love you"? These are words that were oftentimes tied together contextually. Baby and "I love you" in the same sentence is not reserved for friends, not with the opposite sex. Well, the girls can do it because that's their thing. But you ain't never really hearing a girl and a guy, and the guy's going to be like, "Baby, you know I love you, man." You use that for your girlfriend. You don't use that for your friend. You know what I'm saying to you? So the fact that I'm seeing that message, of course I'm going to be like, that's a violation of the trust. That's emotional cheating, right? Because I didn't even know you guys even had a relationship in the first place. The fact that's actually what the issue is. The issue is it's a boundary that's been broken immediately. Before we talk about the flirty or the affectionate message, before we talk about sharing intimate feelings of time and emotions that are for your actual partner, conversations that cross an emotional boundary don't need to be physical. You got what I'm saying to you? Because we're dealing with emotional boundaries. All right. So the reality is it was gaslighting. Then for him to say, obviously, it's something that women made up. Is it emotional cheating? Oh, okay. That's what they made up. All right. Let your girl text another man that. Let your girl text another man that and see if it's just something that was made up. You would be wilding. She don't have to sleep with him. In fact, you'd go on a crash down meltdown because you start thinking, I wonder what they're talking about. You know what? Whilst we're here, let your girl text that she wants to have sex with that brother. Remember, she's just joking. And remember, she's not intending to actually go and do it. Let's see what he actually says, and I'll tell you why I'm saying this.
So, then you're emotionally playing with her.
Okay, but what does that matter to you? You think I'm emotional cheating, which doesn't exist, by the way.
It does exist.
It does not.
If you are emotionally connected with another person, and I don't know
about it. How do you know I'm
it,
emotionally connected with another person? How do you know? Just because you
well,
read
you wouldn't know.
We know because she can read through the texts. Right. So once we get into the text and we find out what you've actually been saying, they're going to find out if it's contextual, right? Because if this was a random message and you never spoke to her friend, then yeah, but you didn't give that example. You gave an example of the friend messaging you saying, I love you, well done. Why would a friend just message you that out of the blue? And if that's the case, why didn't you just tell your girl, like, hey, I don't know, that's weird. Why would your friend just message me this? You'd like somebody who's actually trustworthy and honest and not trying to be manipulative will turn to you and be like, hey, babe, like, I don't know what's going on with your friend, I don't know why she messaged me this. Except you're leaving the room and the door open for your own little madness later on.
And that's the whole thing about cheating, because there's no conversation about it. But if there's a woman or a man and they are with each other having intimate conversations or intimate experiences,
experiences is a different thing, because in law enforcement, right? What's your name, my guy?
Now this is really important because he's about to shift the goalpost completely to something that doesn't exist. It's not acquaintable, right? Because we're going to talk about law and crime versus something that is a moral issue, and so you don't compare the two because you're talking about an actual crime, which is legally not allowed to do. You can cheat and not be and it's not illegal, right? Now you might get divorced, but it's not illegal to cheat.
Okay. I can say right here on camera.
Yeah.
As soon as I fucking leave this, I'm gonna break Kenny's jaw and throw him down the steps.
Yeah.
Right? Insane. Hold on, right?
Yes.
But I can't be charged because I said y'all got me saying on camera. Overact, I cannot be charged. So it doesn't matter what I say right there. So
you're saying because
but the fact is the overact here is if you even got up, it could be considered a threat. So the fact that you even text that, right, and even got out your seat, or even went near her house, or even went near her, or even spoke to her after, couldn't be considered the intent that you're talking about. That's the problem with the issue. That's why when you're comparing it, it's a flawed logic. It's absolutely flawed, because in the moment you even went near her, breathed near her, even if you touched the girl's arm, it could be considered the intent. That's based on your example. This is why it's manipulation. It's not clever, right? It's just bamboozling if you're not able to think logically.
Can't be proved.
No, I ain't gonna prove. In order for me to be charged for conspiracy, I gotta actually do it. I have to make the overt act. Now, if I get up and go grab his shirt, I set it on tape, I'm getting sued. Y'all gonna make a lot of money. I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing this, but not doing the overt act of seeing the person secretly or doing that, it's not really cheating.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, ask me.
So how do you get done for a hate crime? You don't have to go and set someone on, excuse my language, you don't have to go and do physical harm to them. You get done for a hate crime by saying something. So it doesn't require you to break the law. It doesn't require you to actually have to go and physically do something. You don't have to do a physical act. It is simply the intention behind it that can also be it. So if they see that you're write a message like, I hate these people, right? This can be considered a crime. Now, I don't want to go down a crime route because it's not necessary, because cheating isn't a crime. Therefore, we're shifting the goalpost once more again. Keep it where it is. The example is somebody messages you. Is that cheating? Understanding what cheating is, that you're violating the trust and you're going behind the person's back to do something that they have not agreed with you.
I have to.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
So if you are in a relationship,
if you're in a relationship with Sarah,
and there's a man, and she's telling another man how much she loves him and how much she wants to be with him,
I wouldn't know that because I wouldn't check Sarah's phone. If I'm sitting here and Sarah's phone go, I'm not gonna look.
But that's not the issue. The issue was not about her going through your phone and checking. The issue was, how would you feel if your friend messaged you? You never spoke about, first and foremost, about someone rummaging through your phone. You just said if they messaged you, right? So now you're precluding you're adding an extra thing which you never added beforehand. But let's say it is. Let's say, for instance, you wouldn't know because you messaged him. right? It doesn't make a difference. How would you feel about it? Would it be cheating or not? That's the only issue we're discussing. Would it be cheating? Now he's not answering the actual question. That's the manipulation we're talking about. That's the shifting of the goalpost. That is the removal of actually minimalizing the situation and then trying to control the narrative and then literally bringing a straw man argument. And now we're in a place where we're talking about, I'm more secure than you. Now he's using this, he's more secure than you are. And you are actually one that's insecure. So what's going to make you do is going to make you think about you and go, well, maybe I'm not secure. So actually he has a point. No. The issue is to do with the fact that the actual act. If you didn't see it, it doesn't matter whether you would go for a fun or not. Is it cheating for her to say that to another man? That's all we need to answer. That's all we need to answer. And that's why it becomes a straw man argument, because it's a deflection from the actual issue at hand. This is why it's manipulative.
Because I know what I do. In my mind, I know what I do. She's not going nowhere. Because I fit all the boxes. So her ring right now, I'm not going to be like, I'm just...
And also now, he's now blaming you. He's saying like, she ain't going nowhere because I know I fill all the boxes. So basically, the reason why I text your friend like that way, it's inferring, by the way, the reason why I text your friend that way is because you weren't doing all that you need to do. Do you see the confusion? Don't date a man like Shaq. I can't lie to you. If that's his mindset, don't date him. No offense to Shaq. I think he's a cool guy. I think he's amazing. I think he'd be a great friend. But what he's explaining about how it is in relationships, I wouldn't advise any sister to go and date him. That will leave you twisted up and leave you broken and leave you hurt. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there because there's more that we could have gone into. But the simple fact is there was gaslighting, there's shifting of blame, there is minimalizing, there is a control of the narrative, there's straw man argument, you know what I'm saying, Chu? And to be honest, you are not going to win that battle with somebody like this because he will continue, I promise you, he will stick to this script and he will end up destroying you. Right? He will invalidate your emotions. He will let you know that you're silly. He will create confusion. He will say that he's a moral superiority. You know, he'll shift the blame. He'll present false confidence, and then he'll hide the manipulation, acting like he didn't do anything. Like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification of uploads. We appreciate you. Listen, DarkArts is here to expose the game. I'm saying don't get out here and get played, you know.
You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland.